hour of tournament, the YGG Managers Cup. Watch your favorite guilds battle it out for a cause. Every other Sunday. Premieres October 31st, 10 p.m. SGT. We are YGG.
I call it the wheel.
I don't think so. This is a miss.
Brother David, behold! It's a fork!
I got 10 forks right here, baby! A toilet? We're not animals. We go outside like humans.
Hancock!
No king!
The people shall have the right to vote!
Even the stupid ones? Edison, can I be honest with you? It stinks. Nobody's gone to the moon, ever! Why not? It's far, it's too far, it's far!
の未来はポータブルミュージックです。
バカか！出て行け！バカリがいてもやるぞ！バカリ！
Like I was saying, it's FTX. It's a safe and easy way to get into crypto.
I don't think so. And I'm never wrong about this stuff. Never.
Ako po si Mary Jane Bagonsya ng Mabakong, Batangas City. Ako po ay isang may bahay. Meron po akong isang anak na babae. Kinasal po kami ng aking asawa noong May 20, 2018. After po namin ikasal, kami po ay nangupahan ng 2 years. Karoon nga po ng pandemic, nag-decide po kaming mag-asawa na tumira po sa bahay ng aking nanay. Nag-alok po siya na pwede po kaming magtayo ng aming bahay po doon. Hello po, welcome po kayo sa aming bahay. Pasok po kayo. Ito po yung nagsisilbi po naming salas po, tapos po paggabi, ito po yung aming pinakahigaan po. Kaming mag-asawa po at ng aking anak. One time po kasi, kaming mag-asawa po, pumunta po kami ng tindahan po dun sa may karsada. Parang usap-usapan po nila yung Axie. Malaki daw po ang kita. Nung time pong yun, iniisip ko po, hindi po ako marunong sa mga games, pero ang sabi ko po, siguro ito na po yung sagot ng Panginoon sa aking panalangin. 3 days lang po ako naghintay. Ako po ay nabigyan na po ng scholar. At talagang napakalaking blessing po ng pagiging Axie Scholar ko po. Kasi by the time pong yun, yung value po ng SLP ay palaki. Ito po yung aming bahay kung saan po natutulog po yung aking mga kapatid. Pasok po kayo. Kung makikita niyo po, butas-butas na po siya. Kapag po umuulan, talaga pong tumutulo at meron po kaming mga langgana po para sinasahudan po namin para po kami makatulog. Ang akin pong asawa, siya po ay electrician. Simula po nung ginawa yung aming bahay, hindi na kami bumayad ng tao. Pinag-aralan na po niya. Nakikita ko po ang aking asawa ay napapagod. Siyempre, nahihiya naman po ako. Tapos yung aking ina, tatrabaho pa rin siya kahit matanda na siya. Salamat po sa pagiging scholar po kasi naibalik ko din yung tulong na ibinigay sa akin. At alam ko po yun ang way ng Panginoon. Ang pinakagusto ko po talaga, mapatigil na po yung nanay ko po sa pagtatrabaho. Maibalik po namin lahat ng sakripisyo niya po na ibinigay po niya sa amin. Ang ginagawa ko po ngayon, nagpo-focus po ako sa aking anak. Gusto ko po kasi lumaki siya po sa Panginoon. Ang aking pinagkakaabalahan po, minsan kumakanta po ako, nagre-record po ako ng mga kanta, tapos ipiniplay ko po sa Facebook. Taas pala noon. Sa ngayon, medyo maliit nga po yung value ng SLP. Pero kahit po maliit, may naitutulong pa rin po. Kasi nga po, may value pa rin po siya. Ang buhay po natin ay hindi naman po lagi siyang madali. Hindi siya laging nasa taas. The more na ikaw ay maharap sa matinding pagsubok, doon ka natututo. Sa mga gusto pong maging scholar po ng YGG, lalo na sa mga hindi gamer na kagaya ko, huwag kayong matakot. Kasi matututunan nyo din. Basta pagsisikapan nyo.
Presenting the YGG Managers Cup.
And you can just throw in 3 cards and he's just gonna win anyway. I think Fifi's kind of nervous, bro. I honestly think that Fifi could be a bit nervous right there. He was thinking about it. He could just throw 3 cards. He's gonna win anyway. Alright, so nice round there for Fifi. He got his tail slaps. He got his win condition. I was just kind of surprised though, frankly. Probably that he was gonna go to the back, but then right now Fifi is not gonna make it right there. Bad draft, I guess. I would say. Would you agree with me, Frank?
Yeah, with 2 sneaky raids.
Yeah, I mean bad draft for Fifi with a
Yeah.
mech and a double aqua. That's not gonna be too good for him. For 020 and Wendy as well. However, that was also a very good round for 020. Putting the the plant didn't have any turn, wasn't able to throw any damage cards. Wendy still at play right here. Very well played from Wendy, and that's gonna be it for 020. I'm not even sure if you and what's the
You and D-High.
Yeah.
D-High games will be able to great wall of Wendy. But it's interesting.
Not gonna be even put in last stand. Well played from the side of Itachi. So I'm not sure. I think Wendy also had a bad draw right there because he didn't. I'm not sure if he had a lot of sneaky raids on his dusk. Uses all his cards. Let's see. 169, 104. Oh, he does get the kill. Itachi with 2 sped up aquas over there going against Wendy's God Aqua. Now Itachi just reversed everything. Wendy won the first round. Itachi gets 2, and now Wendy could now rest. Critical 277 damage. Itachi still in the game. Now it's gonna be up to Dehi-san.
Wow.
Wow.
It's a reverse sweep in the...
Bro, that skip, and now Itachi is just gonna use all 120 damage cards. Is this gonna be enough? Is it gonna be enough? 2 HP clutch over here. And that is not gonna be enough. Itachi. Oh my god.
Wow. Wow.
This is the YGG Managers Cup. Brought to you by FTX.
Yo, what's good? Hey, good evening to everyone. My name is John Sedano from YGG, and yeah, welcome to another episode of the YGG Managers Cup. We are in week 11, and tonight we have 2 very special teams with us today, and representing those guys we have Rip from AxieGlobal, and also we have Zero from METAT8. Hey guys, how's it going?
Great to be here. John, thank you for inviting both of us once again. Today I won't be playing, but instead I'll be casting along with both you and Rip. It's going to be exciting.
Good to be here. Thanks for having us. Man, bleeding edge of blockchain, but not that it matters. We're talking about Axie. It's my first time casting. It's good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, really great stuff. Like, I mean, a lot of stuff happening right now in the community and the ecosystem. But what all brings us here together, it's the love for esports and the love for gaming. And tonight we are going to be actually seeing both teams with, if I'm not mistaken, new lineups. So Zero, you mentioned in round 1 you were actually a player, and yeah, dude, why don't you tell us about that one? What happened over there, man?
So the first week the first round for METAT8 in the YGG Managers Cup, it was me, Ralo, as well as Huat, who was representing the team. But unfortunately, both of my teammates didn't get to play because I served the tournament. So this time they're just kicking me off to cast, while just to let other people have a chance to play. So I'm here.
Yeah, man, give a chance to others, man. Give a chance to others. You gotta take it easy, Zero. You gotta. But I mean, yeah, kidding aside, dude, like Zero, yeah, you've actually, you've been a staple in, the esports community and the esports scene of Axie Infinity, and it's really good to see and finally, have you here as a caster. But then again, we have Rip from AxieGlobal, and from some of our viewers, it's gonna be one of the first few times that they're gonna be, seeing AxieGlobal play. And what's really exciting about this, that these I consider are going to be young guns in this tournament, because based on the bracket that we have here, if you look at the lineups, man, like we had our YGG influencers, we had Levox, we had CTG. We even had Got Skills, which actually now forfeited because they have been dissolved. Their players have joined other esports teams like over the time of the tournament. We have AxieGG, we have Real Deal Guild, we have METAT8, you guys, AxieGlobal, Blackpool Academy also joined, MTTM, Loot Squad, Super Whale, and also our friends from YGG Elite. But yeah, enough about the other players. Like I definitely would want to know, and the community would want to know more about AxieGlobal. So yeah, Rip, take the floor, man.
Thanks. Well, where do I begin? It's a lot of big names out there, and it's an awesome opportunity to take you guys on, meditate big names in the space. It's good for us to just get our name out there. So AxieGlobal, we've been in Axie, well, as a small to medium-sized guild, let's call it. With 150 or 170 scholars at the peak, and we have quite a few competitive players. We love Axie because it was the core of bringing so much attention to blockchain gaming, and it's a passion for me and my co-founders. So yeah, we're just a small, medium-sized guild, but there's so many of us, right? And so many of us have a passion for the game. We're here just building out our own approach to Web3. We've got a community of builders, whether they're artists or content creators or just want to play some games, right, with the NFT assets that we got. And yeah, it's exciting because it's really joined all the dots between big guilds, big competitive guilds, and medium and small like ours.
Awesome. But yeah, what I always say, dude, like when it comes to esports, then you definitely would want to take everyone into consideration. Like you can't single anyone out. Like we have players, who came from Hearthstone, who came from like other competitive, or even Dota. Even Fiori came from, if I'm mistaken, it's Heroes of Newark, right? Or Dota. But I mean, regardless, we have a lot of talent. It's coming out, and it's waiting to be discovered. The scene is very new, and like us being parts of guilds, like this is part of our crusade, and getting more people, discovering more talent, and just basically building the next frontier for the metaverse. But then like the YGG Managers Cup, like just the backstory is it's actually the first charity tournament that we're doing for Web3. Also for YGG, the goal of this tournament is to be able to give the sponsorship funds to charities in the Philippines. And one of the major charities that we're helping out is called Gentle Hands Orphanage. And the thing was, last year they have been hit by COVID. And all of the staff, all of the orphans tested positive, and that's one of the main reasons. That's why we want to help rebuild and just actually like make something out of this very strong and very wonderful gaming community that we have, not only for Axie Infinity but all of the other blockchain games that are coming out and will be released pretty soon. But so since it's a charity event, there are no monetary prizes for the winners. Though we are giving out a one-of-one NFT trophy to the winning team. And also it comes with a physical NFT trophy that is tokenized as well. But also in addition to that, like the top 3 winners get to pick charities in the Philippines that they want to help. And everything's going to be going to charity. So that's what's really exciting about this. But yeah, enough about the tournament, but let's go straight to the players. Let's go. Maybe Zero, yeah. Please do the honors of introducing your team for the audience.
Alright, cool. So we have Baby Jedi, also known as Lightest. He's one of our latest batch of recruits as for semi-pros. And we also have Wham. He has been a player with us for quite a couple of months, and Hashek is one of our oldest members as well. He's one of the pros, and he's basically the captain of the team, at least for the YGG Managers Cup for this weekend.
Awesome. How about for AxieGlobal? I think I've seen Kuya Marv's play. But yeah, what's up? What's up, Rip?
Kuya Marv's. He has one of the greatest clips of the whole YGG Managers Cup highlight. The reverse 3-2 sweep.
Oh yeah,
that was amazing to watch. Yeah, so he has that kind of mantle to his name. The other two, so we had a last-minute swap here with Grimer. He's one of our main men, ZXLs. He's taken the place of Figment the Halbert there. Just it's holiday season, as you know.
Yeah.
People are everywhere. Our boy had to step out, so luckily we got a reserve player. Myself, I'm in the middle of traveling, so you got me talking on a laptop and on battery power in a lobby somewhere. So what could go wrong? And then we got Russ there, who's sporting that board punk of society. Our favorite guy. He's the Joker of the group. And we call him the crit magnet because that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, pretty awesome, man. I mean, it's exciting to see players coming back from round 1. We're currently in round 2, and the winner of tonight will be moving on to the semis. But yeah, we have a really good lineup coming tonight, and yeah, we want to make a shout out to everyone at home who's tuned in, because regardless of where you are, if you're traveling, or if you were with your family, if you're on vacation for the Easter holidays, you guys are actually helping the tournament grow. And we are looking forward to having more tournaments like this, where we do not only are able to create narratives about, I would say, the best players or the most competitive players right now in the scene, but actually also help charities and just push the whole scene even further. But then I mean, we're gonna be starting in a few minutes, and just so everyone knows how the game works is, I'm pretty sure Zero knows this. How it works is that it's a King of the Hill, like a team deathmatch style, where the opposing team has to eliminate all the players. So each game is a best of 3. And once the player is eliminated, the remaining team has to decide who goes up next to defeat the defending winner. But yeah, I mean, until all players are out, then that's when we will be able to announce our winner who will be going on to the next round. But yeah, I mean, so we're actually in V2 right now, guys. So I mean, I think.
Damn.
Are we gonna be able to see the broken origin combos? Unfortunately not, Zero. I know you have a lot of them in your bag right now. But yeah, I mean, in all seriousness, so let's talk about it. So what do you guys think about origins?
I think it's a work in progress. There's definitely a lot of things that Sky Mavis has to improve, but I think it's definitely the future. It has a higher potential than what V2 has to offer. It's just how long we'll get until we get to that point.
Nice.
Yeah, totally agree. It's set like a very, very easy to play baseline and greater potential for mass adoption. But yeah, a lot of things to iron out. I think the most fun thing is all of these players, Zero, yourself included, figuring out how to break the game, right? That's been the best part. How many people were clicking craft in that bug in the first couple of days, just so they could figure out what combos they could do. So yeah, it's just the beginning. But V2, I mean, we've spent a long time testing, playing in it. I think it still has a lot of potential to bring competitiveness, and I think we're going to see. Don't sleep on a small guild with little reach of influence. We can pull something out of the back pocket.
No, yeah, I think definitely. I mean, there's a lot of hidden players that's yet to be discovered, and that's the great thing about having all these other guilds, smaller guilds that they find the diamond in the rough. Because without them, without the builders from the smaller communities, you guys give the exposure to a lot of players, and it's going to be it is very important for the ecosystem, and I'm pretty happy that AxieGlobal is part of this whole movement. It's fantastic.
Thanks. Yeah, let's bring some diversity to the gameplay, and it's awesome just to be a part of this whole tournament as part of the other big guilds, like your own big name. So who we've got up?
We've got Baby Jedi going up against Kai in the first round. Baby Jedi is playing the what we call the God bug, or the suck bug, because it has the mosquito mouth along with a backdoor bird. Something that, oh no, just backline bird, not backdoor bird. Something that is that Baby Jedi doesn't have, like, I know him, like, he's part of the team, so I know that he doesn't play a lot of different compositions, but what he really excels in is actually, mastering the few that he has, and he's one of the one of the players of the guilds that excels in mastering one composition. As we see a big damage. Oh, that crit actually is pretty painful here. Not dead though on the front plat for Kai. He's gonna be able to spread the poison as well as heal up, get the energy as well. Oh, pretty good turn here from Kai because his plant stays alive.
Ooh, all right, get some crits back, please. We got enough crit magnets on our team. So you were just saying with Baby Jedi, he really masters his team. This here is Grimer's personal pick, a season 20 team pick. And he has mastered that one. In fact, a lot of times we are quite surprised by just how he maximizes this team comp.
It's great. It's great. I mean, it's a very decent composition. Like the backline with the Scarab actually does pretty well against what Baby Jedi has as his win condition, which is his bug. As round 3, we did see them just trading the bird against the tank here for Kai. So it's down to a 2v2. Baby Jedi's plant, not much health left, but should still be able to get a little bit of value. Here comes a backdoor attempt here for Kai. It's going to leave him stunned, but Baby Jedi is going to play around that, having the sticky goo to break the stun, and then the rest is just being damaged. It's definitely a pretty even matchup, just based off of the backline having the Scarab being able to stop the healing from the bug. So I wouldn't say it's heavily it can go either way right now, because like Baby Jedi, he's out of energy, he's out of damage. He has to try and stall out at least one more turn. He's gonna get the Goda, but no more energy left, and it's gonna be a 2 versus 1 situation. Jedi has not... Oh, he doesn't have any more other place to go. He just goes for the Mosquito and Twintail. Another crit, and the Scarab disabling the heal is going to be huge, because right now Kai is definitely in the driver's seat. He should have enough just damage to eventually kill him, because he can't heal, right, for the side of Baby Jedi. So this is not looking good for my teammate, but for Kai, I think if he prepared for this matchup, it's a very good preparation in terms of countering the opponent.
Nice, that's good to see for us.
Yeah, that was a great lineup selection from Kai. Definitely counters whatever Baby Jedi has.
Well, Baby Jedi's team, if it is being countered here, it is good luck on Grimer's perspective, because that is his team pick from season 20, so he's been playing it for quite a while. Now, was it season 19 even? Right, I think it was mid-season 19 when he picked that up. So yeah, just goes in his favor for now.
Yeah, it's definitely a slept-on team. Like, people are talking about lunge teams, they're talking about double plants, but having that Scarab counters a lot of matchups that usually poison teams don't excel against, as well as having that tanky midliner. It's a great... I mean, he definitely did his homework picking up his team. It's definitely not too expensive. It's not... and it actually has a lot of great matchups. So props on him for spotting this out and, great for AxieGlobal to be able to support him. Understanding his vision as well. It goes to show that Axies are just just part of the game, but the skills of the players plays a huge part in it as well.
Yeah, I think skill does play a big part. That's what keeps the competitive scene alive. You can't just see two team compositions and see the decision of the match at the beginning. That would be anti-competitive. So yeah, really good to see there's a balance.
Yeah, there is, and this is just a replay from the last match. Just a tough matchup if Baby Jedi doesn't draw his damage cards early. He's left in this 1v1 situation, which is generally not a great situation because he just can't heal thanks to the Scarab. But yeah, let's see. We'll have to wait and see if either one of these players will make any sort of adjustments to their teams. Like Baby Jedi, he only has a very limited amount of team comps, so it could be something that Kai has spotted out, and I think his poison team actually does decent against both his matchups. It actually does. So looks like AxieGlobal might, just based off of matchup advantage, it's looking good for your team, my man.
Oh, thanks for the vote of confidence. Well, we try to make the most of what we got. I think that's been the same story since early on. It's very, very tempting to chase the meta. Very, very tempting to breed or buy the best possible Axies for a particular season or particular meta. That team, in fact, that Kai, part of his tag, is his group tag. So Kai is his group. Grimers is the Pokemon, in fact, that he's been identified with as part of AxieGlobal. Everyone started, our very first scholar was given Bulbasaur. And, we're up to Gen 3 now with, I think it's Vigoroth. Yeah.
I love that. That this sort of naming conventions is, I like it a lot. It gives, it relates to a lot of these players who, being gamers, definitely would have heard or even played Pokemon before. And it's pretty, I like it. It's just,
who doesn't know Pokemon, right?
Yeah, I name my scholars numbers, but I might have to take a leaf out of your book and start naming them Digimon names or something. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Numbers are a little bit hard to associate with, I guess, but yeah, some people don't like their Pokemon, right? If someone doesn't exactly identify
and they
with
swap?
Wigglytuff, but they'll just have to take it.
So they can't swap.
I don't know. No one's had been that hateful of their Pokemon. But, yeah. So I was saying his group tag, Kai, they have a group of friends who, very, very competitive in Axie. They, in fact, drive a lot of the competitive strategy for the guild and, work within budgets, work within, the vision of the guild. And it kind of speaks to the whole Web3 community aspect, right? Where a group of people with the same passion and we build things together.
Yeah, that's why it's so important to, be part of one of these just a community that shares the same vision. It helps you go a long way, and yeah, it's very enlightening to see there's so much more potential everywhere else. It's great. It's a good just shines a good light to the future of the game, and to the whole Web3 community as a whole.
Yeah, a lot of potential to unlock. So Dano, how you going?
Just checking in on us.
Sorry guys, yeah, I'm just here in the background, but yeah, helping out with the stream. But yeah, we've actually been having like a few technical difficulties with the audio, but yeah, we're pretty good. And yeah, so up next we have still for game 2 we still have Kai and Baby Jedi. So it's a 1-0, 1-0 in favor of AxieGlobal. So yeah, I mean it's really good to hear like the backstories on on your teams. So like within the guild there are still many teams that are going on. It's pretty cool to see because even for me and my friends, like when we started our scholarship, we didn't really expect like these guys who know each other on Discord, just happen to be, just hopping on the voice channels, like teaching each other, and like before you know it, like it's a regular thing, and now like on our Discord, like they're just players like 24/7, just hanging out. So it's pretty cool. Like like we're not only building like the spirit of camaraderie, but also just being like an integral part of building Web3. But yeah, props to everyone, and especially like us, the managers, and also of course like the guilds, putting all this together for everyone else.
Yeah, it's been, like Axie Infinity and the whole Web3 space it's been pretty rocky recently, but knowing like it's powered by the community, I'm pretty sure that we'll be able to pull back uh and get to where we want as a whole, not just Axie, but for everyone in Web3 in general. So it's a journey for sure, but I'm pretty confident we'll all get where we want to be. Here we have game number 2 of this best of 3 series. This might be Baby Jedi's last showing on stage, and they are sticking to the same compositions. Baby Jedi, I don't think that
no changes there.
Yeah, both his compositions don't have a great matchup against what Kai has brought out. So I think that he thinks this is his best chance out of 2 bad situations. This is the rock, and the other one's the hard place. So he better take the rock here.
Yeah, right. I'll double down on that and maybe get a bit luckier on this draw and this round.
Yeah, definitely. Having all these RNG based games, there's definitely ways to just get a little bit lucky and try and make an unfavorable situation better for you. But it does look like a tough matchup here for Baby Jedi. I think Kai has picked up his team very well, having that very tanky midline, and it's going to be tough for Baby Jedi to get through.
All right, well, best of luck. I told the team, no mercy. They faced their fair share of challenges themselves, so all's fair.
Yeah. I think it's a great experience for these players as well. I mean, not having the limelight or the experience to participate in any tournaments, this definitely will help fuel their fire to play better and to improve themselves.
I think that's a big part of it. I constantly tell them that they underestimate themselves. Right, we're on the big stage here. They all know METAT8, and they've seen these players play before, and they have their own assessment of their own skill level. But here we are, like we're testing them out, and the game's about to start. Let's go.
Yep, a lot of damage cards for Baby Jedi. That's a pretty decent draw, but Kai does have a Yam, so we'll have to wait and see if he elects to use it. Usually they just don't use it round 1, but for Kai, I think he can afford to spend it here, and hope he catches the bug, or just start spreading the poison little by little. Both passes, and Baby Jedi passes again. This time reading the Yam, playing very patiently, and dodges at least a couple of poison stacks that could have hit the bug. But next turn, definitely, I think he's going to send it all in. Kai does have a couple of options to play as well. He can definitely kill off the bird, having... he just needs 1 more card on the midline to be able to kill off the bird. So let's see if he elects to go for the backdoor or just hold on to his cards. Does go for the jump. Uses most of his bird cards. And he does stun the front as well. So that's going to be at least the Goda missing. But that's not too big of a deal because Kai was out of energy anyways. But that's the bird did here, and it's down to a 2v2. Oh, crit didn't matter, but it was definitely nice to see. Baby Jedi still has 3 energy the next turn. Kai might be in a little bit of trouble because he just used everything on his midline, and shield next turn, so Baby Jedi definitely should pass this turn because only 2 energy on Kai, and Kai definitely will, start throwing cards. Try and put up get as much value as he can on front line, but looks like he's gonna shield up. Baby Jedi is gonna try and kill him off. This is not enough damage. And the midline lives to see another day.
It's so tanky.
It is. It has plant parts and reptile eyes, so that allows him to have a little bit more health, which was actually just enough for him to survive. But now this is still not over yet here for Kai. I mean, he definitely has a good win condition here, having the Scarab, being able to just stop the healing coming from the bug. But Baby Jedi played very well here, fearing him, making sure that he can get the backdoor next turn and re-fears him again with the midline. This is pretty good, a very good play here from Baby Jedi. And he's gonna allow his bug to draw more cards and also heal. Yeah, this is a huge turn here for Baby Jedi, getting the heal off, getting the damage off as well, and suddenly it's looking pretty good for him. Oh,
yeah, that one turn made a huge difference just now.
Yeah, it does. And damn, Baby Jedi able to draw things out, Things are not over yet, and we're going to a game 3.
Nice, nice.
That's
yeah,
what
let's see it come to a head, right? To a third round. Yeah, that was great. I mean, last thing we want to see is a one-sided fight, so love it when it comes to a third.
Yeah, and that shows how much of a... Yeah, it's a pretty rough matchup, but making the right moves definitely comes into play. Making the right decisions in whatever matchup you face. Pretty well played from both sides, but I think Baby Jedi just had slightly better luck in terms of card draw this time around, and he was able to just play his team to his max potential, and forcing the game 3. And the loser of this best of 3 series will be eliminated, and we're gonna have to go to the next man up for both sides. So do you know in which sequence are your players playing? After say if Kai loses, who's up next?
They might have made some last minute changes, but my understanding is Russ was up next. Mr. Crypt Magnus.
Yeah, better have him play early, and you have a couple of outs even if he gets critted on. So not the worst plan in the world. For METAT8, we do have, I think it's Wham playing second for us. Shaki's gonna be our ace player to try and hold down the fort. So we'll see if it ever reaches that point for both sides. It's definitely going to be much closer than we thought. If you were thinking, AxieGlobal, haven't heard of them before, what could they bring to the table? Well, I think we're showing you. Exactly, that's the power of the unknown, right? When you're not in the spotlight, you have the advantage of not being able to be studied by other people, and maximizing that advantage can cause a lot of upsets and a lot of big runs in tournaments just because people underestimate you. And after today, definitely giving AxieGlobal, looking at you guys in a different light for sure. Definitely have some great players.
Yeah, let's get some clout. And like you said before, we're just out here finding diamonds in the rough. Right? There's so many good players out there, really good strategic players who've been playing games their whole life. I know in the Philippines, right, there have been people, it's not just the Philippines, but even myself, we were just talking about Ragnarok before. Like our upbringings, our lifestyle has been centered around gaming. And that's most true in the Philippines. I think, you've got, the country has had such a gaming culture. And there are players everywhere. So these guys, Grimer being one of them, Russ another one, and Kuya Mars, right? They just need the opportunity to be seen, and that's what Builds Like My Own are doing for them.
Definitely, it's being brought up gaming myself, and I know I have a lot of Filipino friends. Like I met through gaming. It's a huge community. It's a huge nation of avid gamers, and you know, being able to showcase their talents, being able to showcase themselves in the stage like the YGG Managers Cup is pretty uplifting. It gives them a sense of purpose. It gives them direction, and it also, you know, helps serve as some sort of motivation for them to continue on in you know, honing their talents and being better than where they were yesterday. So pretty excited to see how you guys continue growing, because it's a great story to tell.
I mean, COVID was one thing, and then Typhoon Debt was just the other one, which just showed how quickly like these communities could come together and make positive change. Yeah, I mean, we had never done anything like that before, right? A charitable event, but you know, it was just by bringing the attention to it and having the right people in our Discord channel. That's all it takes, right, to create some action. So we saw some of that. We led some, you know, donation efforts as well. YGG created the most important one.
Yeah, the typhoon efforts have been pretty amazing. Like I've talked to Sedano previously with all the work, all their charitable work in helping, you know, communities affected by the typhoon. And I just heard from him that they just got hit by a second typhoon recently. So you know, hearts out to everyone that was affected, and you know, just hope that things get better from here on out. But here we have game number 3 between Baby Jedi and Kai, and running it back once again. Both players definitely, you know, believing in their vision in the
These
teams
are the specialists, right? Specialists versus
yeah.
specialists. Probably some of the best gameplay you'll see. I mean, the high level gameplay is probably hard to discern if you haven't seen it firsthand. The gameplay that and the experience that you need.
Yeah, for sure. You know, Bruce Lee once said, you know, fear not the man that knows 1,000 kicks, but fear the man who practices one kick 1,000 times. And that's what makes these specialists very scary, is that, you know, they know their entire lineup front to back, every single decision they make, and what sort of situation they will get, how to get themselves out of bad situations. There's no one else that can tell them how to play their teams better than themselves, who've just been playing their teams more than anything else. So it's gonna be a very exciting match to watch. Card draw wise, Baby Jedi, not much options in the first round. No Yam here for Kai as well. He does have plenty of shields already drawn on his front line, so this was something he did not have the previous round. Round 1 definitely, I think, looking like a skip from both sides. There we go, that's a skip. There's gonna be a full brick, but Baby Jedi just holding it back. Kai does have two leaf bugs, so definitely getting the energy back despite missing out on the shields. So not the end of the world for him. He's pretty low on cards, which is something that Poison teams don't really want to be facing, but not the end of the world, because his front line is still at full HP, and if he draws a Yam in the next turn, he can definitely start spreading out those poisons. So the next card draw is going to be pretty important here. If there's no Yam, things are going to look good for Baby Jedi, just based off the fact that he can do a lot of damage to the front. He already has 3 of his tanks cards in the front, so he's going to be able to at least get a lot of value out of it. And that's 4 cards, definitely going to see him use it. Kai is going to try and brick up once again. This should... he should survive here. It's probably not enough damage. Oh, never mind. It's actually just enough to bring him down. It's not going to get the value out of the heal. And he loses 2 energy for nothing here. Baby Jedi...
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah. Not a great situation to be in, but he at least kills the bird. But Baby Jedi is going to get a little bit of value off before losing it. And the bug's going to do a lot of damage here. Having the Twin Tail... That's actually a kill, I think. 96, 148, 148. Yeah, that's... Oh! Didn't need the crit, but definitely made things a lot easier for him.
So it's uphill, certainly, for Grimer here.
Yep.
He got to show his skills on the stage, though.
Definitely.
Can he turn it around even?
Oh, this was a huge pass from Kai. I'm telling you, if he wins this game, it's just based off this pass. He knows he's not gonna die. He makes the pass. He's gonna kill the backline, and I think he's gonna get the kill on Tour de Bug. Huge play from Kai. I think he got this. Wow. The nerves to pass there, knowing that there's not gonna be enough damage. Huge plays from Kai. He's gonna finish him off here, and Kai is gonna take the first game. Amazing, amazing.
Grimer, I know the entire guild is screaming for you right now. I just cannot tell you how excited they are. Like the whole guild council is watching on Twitch. You just made their day, and you've made mine.
that pass, that stone cold pass, knowing that, hey, I'm in a good spot. I don't need to do anything. Let you waste your energy, and he did it. He did not. He didn't panic. He didn't make any mistakes. Knowing the situation he was in, he knows that how he wins is just to pass, and that was a play that definitely goes down as one of his defining moments in his Axie career.
Yeah, people talk about how V2 can be defined by passes, but hey, I mean, you only pass turns if you know, through experience, what's going to happen in the game.
Exactly.
You either predict cards, or you know, like the card damage exactly is going to work in your favor. Super proud of that moment.
That is. It's scary thought that there's 2 more of you guys that we have to go through, and we still have to play against Kai. That's gonna be scary.
Well, let's call it, if it happens, it would be certainly an upset.
Definitely.
And we'll see your reaction on stream.
Yeah. So next up, we're gonna have Wham facing up against Russ, unless any changes were made on both sides. I'm not 100% sure for METAT8's lineup as well, but from what I know, it is going to be Wham playing, and it is going to be Wham. Wham is more of a master of none kind of player. He kind of plays a lot of different lineups. He does lean more towards playing Aquas, which might not be in a great position if it's against Poison, so we'll see if Wham's able to adapt from that.
Alright, let's see. So it's generalists versus specialists. We'd love to see this kind of match, and if Wham has a lot of Axies in his hand, then maybe we'll see some interesting compositions. But Grimer, like we're saying, is a specialist, so he would have come across some of these newer compositions in the latest season and the latest off season. So yeah, will make for very good watching.
Yeah, definitely. Like he definitely will know how to play around these matchups, even though he's not favored. So I would have put it past him to be able to beat Wham as well. I mean, it's gonna be a very interesting match for sure. So winning team is not allowed to change. So I mean, Kai definitely wouldn't be changing out of his forte. Not expecting him to switch out of what he's most comfortable with as well. So it's gonna be a good match, I think. Yeah. Let's see how it goes. So I assume Wham will be trying to pick a team that should fare well against Grimer right now. But Grimer has a couple of Axies in his back pocket. We didn't give him the world, but we gave him some flexibility. I mean, most of the Axies that we picked up for the whole guild were picked up in season 18, and common theme for us is to make the most out of what we got. I mentioned this before, but in season 18 we adapted what was previously known as ABP compositions into two different compositions. We turned them into BBPs and AAPs, and then in season 19 we did the same thing. So we converted some of the existing
three Axie competitions into two new ones entirely. And then as part of the whole Origins changes, we're also trying to make the most out of what we got and not try to change our own Axie stable too much. So yeah, some of that is coming to fruition and being shown on the big stage. Super happy about that.
No, yeah, that's definitely a smart way to go around things. You know, chasing the meta not always the best thing. It's not great for growth, right? You know, having the financial decisions to make and whatnot. So, making the best out of you know, what you have definitely is a better way, like to grow yourself, especially when, you know, you're a smaller guild or smaller as a personal player.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Like, if you give yourself every tool, right, you may not have the chance to develop yourself as a player.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I'm sometimes asking them almost like a Mr. Miyagi kind of situation, like getting them to wax on, wax off with the Axies that they got.
No, like you know, all these opportunities definitely will pay off in the long run. Because, you know, when you master something, you master it for life. You know the odds and ends of everything you do, not just in Axie but in life as well. You know, trains you a lot of other things like patience, like looking things at a different light. But here is definitely not a good matchup here for Kai. Wham's bringing out the double discard bug team against poison. Generally, it's much more favored towards the bug team, but he gets a good yam turn, 3 stacks on the mid line. Definitely love to see that. And he does have a second yam as well. So if Wham decides to continue on with this pressure, Kai definitely has a great, he's definitely in a good position to win this game, despite being unfavored once again. Here, not much options left on the side of Wham. He does have one Pocky, couple of defensive cards, and he draws a little bit more defensive cards. Not gonna elect to use them all the damage cards, expecting another Yam, and he dodges a bullet. But definitely those 3 stacks on both his front and his mid is going to slowly take him down to a position where I think Kai has a opportunity to kill him off here. But the next turn is going to be the most important turn, because if Kai continues, you know, not drawing on his mid line, he's going to be in a tough spot. Risky fish. This will not kill him off. That's going to be a good turn here for Kai, stalling even more, getting the heal off, putting up the shield, drawing a card, and the poison slowly but surely taking him down. And here comes the backdoor towards the mid. 2 more poison stacks on the mid. 5 is the magic number here to be able to win this game. Getting the 5 on the mid is a huge step forward in taking this game. The discards are gonna hurt though for Kai. He can't backdoor. Even the next turn, he definitely... Oh, he does draw some decent cards to do some damage towards the back. But it's not the position he wants to be in. Looking not unwinnable, but slightly grim here for Kai, as everything he has is gonna get discarded by the front here. Oof, the crit as well.
Yeah, the crit as well, and the discards put him in a pretty tight spot.
He is still in a decent situation based off the fact that, you know, all of these Axies are low on health. He's gonna kill off the front and the mid by virtue of the poison as well. And this 1v1, I don't think... this is actually enough damage. It is actually enough damage, but oh, it went down to the absolute wire.
Very close there. Discard's pretty painful for Grinder there.
He got pretty unlucky with the discards, you know. A great play from Wham there, knowing that passing was the best situation, played around the worst that he could, you know, having the mid and the front poison to that extent. But Kai, just a little bit unlucky. I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to run the poison team back, knowing that he definitely had a shot in winning that game. He just got, you know, a little bit unlucky with the discards that he got hit with. I mean, round 5, only having 3 cards in the mid, not the situation that anyone wants to be in.
So that's the whole point of this discard comp. So doing what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Well, Ryman will be certainly tested to take this back. Let's see if he sticks with his current comp.
Do you know like what other comps or Axies that Kai is comfortable playing with, other than the poison team that he has?
He's had experience with quite a few, and goes to his role as one of the strategy masters for our guild. So we have a guild stable. We have a whole bunch of Axies that are available to use, and we do a bit of R&D through the whole team. So he leads that, puts different Axies on different teams. Different scholars can, if they're part of the council, can just draw out of that Axie stable, test them out, give feedback. And that's how we kind of do the whole distributed esports model.
Oh, that's great. I mean, working in a hive mind, definitely one of the benefits of being part of an org or a guild, and that's one of the best ways. Working together, trying to reach the common goal. Definitely great to see here. As just gonna wait for the next next match of the series to start. Currently, AxieGlobal leading 1-0, but Wham is taking the reins in the second series, leading in terms of points, and we might be in a situation where everyone from both sides might be featured, because definitely AxieGlobal definitely has some players that we have to look out for.
Well, it's been really close so far, so I wouldn't be surprised if you saw it come down to like a 2-2 situation. And yeah, we'll have to see how the next couple of rounds go. But it starts with Grino picking out whether he sticks with his current comp or mixes it up.
Yeah, he does have the option to. I mean, both players, I believe, have the option to change. Yes, they do. Both players have the option to change their comps, and that's going to be just mind games and predicting, as well as just a little bit of guesswork, looking at scouting your opponent, knowing that what they play the most is going to come into play here.
It's look like they're sticking with it.
Yep, double bugs going up against poisons. By virtue, it's favored towards the bug team, but we definitely do have a couple of situations where the poison team, just by spreading out the poisons evenly, spreading out the card draw, and then with a little bit of luck, he's able to do it. Does he play the Yam here? No, he does not. So he's gonna miss out on 3 poison stacks towards the front, but it might get discarded. Yeah, there we go. There goes the Yam here. 3 poison stacks gone. 4 that could have been hit on towards the front line, and that's a lot of damage towards the plant of Kai as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's just jumping in here like while waiting for Rip to get his charger. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure, I'm not surprised, but I'm pretty excited, seeing the AxieGlobal team play. Like now, they're just, as you said, I mean, they're definitely gonna be remembering, like, going up against METAT8. It's not only being able to play against one of the best players in the league, but also learning from it. Like regardless of the outcome of tonight, whether Kai gets to take back a win and goes to game 3, but even from being able to win the last game, dude, I mean, that's quite an experience for him, and that's something that he will be taking on together for his team as well. But I mean, we can't single anybody out. It's still anyone's ball game at this point. We have Kai down on the last stand, but he does have 1 energy advantage against Wham. The thing is, he might go bye-bye this round. And I think he is. We have him going in for that sneaky raid, going back for the back line of Wham. Ooh, bringing him to last stand.
That is not a great situation here for Wham, but a decent critical coming out. But Wham is not in a great spot right now. Losing the Aqua means that a huge chunk of your damage is missing. You only have some discard utility going on between both the front and mid Axies. So right now it's actually just going to be a coin flip, you know, both sides, what cards they draw, because they're both low on cards and energy. It's gonna be an actually a coin flip, you know, to see how the poison spreads out. It's gonna be actually pretty interesting to watch.
That's true, man. Like, you know, you're also like counting with a, you know, an hourglass going down to the last pieces of sand right here, because Kai has no cards in his hand, but Wham still has his Thunderclaw right there. Oof.
That's gonna discard it, and down 2 versus 1. Still plenty of health on towards the front line. He's gonna go for the back, get himself stunned here. He's gonna get the damage off from the Scarab though, but I think it's still not over yet for both sides. I mean, the poisons will start to tick down here for Wham, but the damage bugs. Oh, the second critical.
Ooh, man, that's insane. Oh,
that's gonna be a kill on towards the front. Does he have some damage? He does not have great damage, and I think Kai might actually take this game, forcing this into a game.
No way!
No, the cards.
No way!
Oh, the card
he almost had it. He almost had it.
Pretty bad card draw. This should not be a kill. It's not enough damage.
Oh!
Oh!
What's happening?
It's gonna
no
draw.
way! It's a draw. What? Oh my G. Wow, what a game. What a game, man. I mean, dude, like Kai not being able to get, you know, the magic number off the poison stacks, like the magic 5 right on time. But dude, the RNG gods, dude, have blessed him this time around, even being able to bring him to a draw. That is insane. I think I've seen my favorite my favorite round or my favorite game for tonight, man.
That was actually, oh, it could have been anyone's. I mean, it looked bad for Wham at one point, and then he got the crit.
Yeah.
And then it looked bad for Kai, and then Kai just got the correct draw to force this into a draw. And wow, we're gonna have a just having both of these players going at each other once again.
I mean, it's crazy. Like, I mean, at this point, like, we've seen a couple of crits thrown out, like, through the game at, you know, the most perfect times. But, you know, even at the last round where Kai actually draws the double Venom Spray, which wasn't enough. It wasn't enough, but, I mean, the 3 ticks of poison, bringing Wham's HP down to 47. Oof, with a critical again. Oh, this is crazy, man.
It is, and the perfect draw here, getting the Scarab. Anything else but the Scarab, Wham would have survived. But
yeah,
that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. I mean.
Exactly, man. Exactly. Like, speaking of the cookie, man, you know, I mean, METAT8 getting a taste of the Kai magic sauce right there. Sticking to his guns still with his triple poison team. I mean, everyone at home watching, I bet, is on their toes, excited, you know, about what's happening tonight. So as you guys see, as you guys have seen, you know, I mean, Venom Spray. Let's talk about Venom Spray. It has been nerfed. I mean, what more that now that it's actually, you know, instead of getting 2 ticks of poison, like, you get 1 tick of it. But then there are still people using it in a synergy just like this, and Kai being a testament to the power of the triple poison team. But I guess we have Rip, dude, you missed all the action, man. It was insane. You should definitely, like, watch the replay.
I will be watching that, definitely. Thanks for covering for me, Sedano there. Well, tell me about it. Just replay it to me at the moment.
It went into a pretty bad situation there for Kai. He was 2 versus 1 against two of the bugs, and one of his saving graces was that both sides did not have much cards left, so they were basically top decking every single round. He got a little bit unlucky getting crit by the bug twice, losing a lot of HP, but he didn't die. He ended up in last stand, and during the last stand he got 2 attacks off, having the perfect card draw that he needed to be able to, you know, pull things off to a draw, and that's where we are. That's why we're here right now, with just the score stuck in a 1-0.
So we're probably going to see the same match play out. And if that was the closest of matches, right, you had perfect draw for Grimer to close it out, but also the crits on the other side. So
Yeah.
let's see what happens, right?
Yeah, both players running it back. Wham did lose his Aqua super early. He lost, I think, 6 cards on his Aqua. He basically gotten 0 value out of it. So let's see if this game, both sides, is going to have the card draw in his favor. No Yam on the front. That's going to be pretty scary here for Kai if he gets all his shield cards discarded. I think both sides should be passing here. Not much cards to play really on both ends. And see how the card draw goes for the second round, because here it is definitely just going to be a draw on both ends. And he does not draw the Yam, puts up a huge shield that's not going to really do anything but damage. Not going to get the card draw, not going to get value out of the heal. But he does decent damage in towards the bug in the front, which is very important usually, because you don't want to spend too much of the poison ticks on towards the front. And here we're gonna have Wham just throwing out his cards, getting a couple of discards off. That's gonna be 1 card gone, 2, 3. Hope he doesn't discard both the backdoors from the mid line, because that's gonna be very important. He loses one of the sneaky rays, gets another crit to kill off the front. And he essentially just got almost no value on towards the front. Looking rough here for Kai. He's gonna have to try and chip down the backline. He's still pretty healthy. Here comes the Winghorn, and he gets the poison off before ending with a chomp. That's gonna cause at least one of the 0 costs to miss here on towards the mid line. But that's gonna be the chomp discarded. Yep, not looking good here for Kai. He's basically top decking right now. The balloon's gonna stop him from going anywhere, but the front, another crit. The balloon crit, not a huge thing, but definitely hurt in this situation. He was gonna lose the front line anyways. And it's a 1 versus 3. We thought that, 2 versus 1 was hard. Now it's a 1 versus 3 situation. Gets another balloon draw, and he's gonna use all these cards on towards the front. Not a great situation here for Kai. Looks like he's gonna finish off the back, so that creates an opening where he can have a shot. Oh, this last dance though, not a good shot. No. And he's gonna take a lot of damage.
Getting a little bit of extra value out of that too.
Yeah. And the damage from the Pocky way too high. Wham is going to...
Too high a mountain to climb for Grimer, but proud of him for taking out 1 win. Wham is tough opponent. Let's see what we can do from here. That was a great series of rounds. I'm sad I missed the live action for that 3rd round there. But yeah, skills from both sides demonstrated pretty clear.
Yeah, Kai definitely played out of his mind, played to his absolute best, got a bit unlucky, but I think especially the first series, he definitely needs to cherish what he achieved himself. I've personally never beaten Baby Jedi, so like he can have that in his resume, right? Beating Baby Jedi, one of the players from METAT8, and he definitely have to be proud of his moment there, and actually putting up a very good fight against Wham as well. Definitely a great, at least if nothing, just great memories, because he played very, very well.
Yeah, and of course being part of YGG Managers Cup for a charitable cause, which is always good to have. All right, well, that is Grimer out. Who have we got up? I don't even know if it is. I think it should be Russ. Kuya Miles was 3rd player last time, so I think he's going for that same role.
Yep, it is Russ going up against Wham. while we have both our ace players, Sashaki and Marvs, just waiting by the sidelines, jumping in if they're needed. And yeah, this is so Russ. Tell me a little bit about him. What does he? How is he like as a player? What does he play? Does he have any secret strategies in his hand?
He has a lot of secrets. He is, like I said, he is our main man, the Discord jester, the Joker, the puller
magnet.
Yes, that's him. Russ is a great player. He started out with BBP standard build, right now in our season 18 debut, and he moved on to an AAP build. So he's got quite a bit of diverse experience. Let's see which composition he pulls out for his match. But yeah, we all love Russ. It's always good to have him. He's a pro memer at the very least. Let's see if he's a pro Axie player as well.
Definitely gonna be a pretty interesting match. I mean, always great to have new faces on the stage, showcasing what their best performances are, and can't wait for the matches to start. It's gonna be a pretty interesting one because Wham, I borrowed a couple of my Axies to Wham, so we might be seeing them later.
Oh yeah, point them out. If they show up, yeah. You should be proud father of those Axies.
Yeah, but Aqua players are one of, especially if they have a lot of practice with AAP, they are one of the most skilled players. Understanding every part of the game, from tempo, from board control, from card management to energy management to counting damage and whatnot. Being able to master double aquas is basically almost mastering the entire game, because there's just multiple facets of the game that you can just learn from playing double aquas. So when you said that, Russ played BVP, which is very highly tempo reliant, and then switching to AAP, that shows that he is definitely not a player that we're gonna take lightly. Definitely has a couple of skills, that has a few secrets up his sleeve.
Yeah, knowing the matchup really, really well from BBP helped him transition as well from BBP to AAP. And it's like in fighting games as well. You play so much better when you yourself have played the character or the character archetype.
Yeah, if you play 1,000 games of Link in Super Smash Brothers, you definitely know every single pixel that you need from the range and everything else. But enough about that. Let's take a look at Russ Triple Aqua going up against Wham, you dirty player, bringing out the Reflectile.
We all love to talk about it. We all love to trash it. But it certainly has its place in the meta.
Yeah. One thing that's surprising is that Wham, instead of putting the Reflectile at the back usually, which is what we usually see, he elects it to put it in the mid, which is in a much more vulnerable position, just based off the fact that you have to draw cards on it, or else you might just lose it. But the damage output without the spike giving might be a bit tough to go through the Reflectile, but we'll have to wait and see how the card draw goes. As this is the Dusk from Wham. High damage, not against Aquas. It does actually pretty bad against Aquas because it's all just bulk beast damage. So Russ does have that advantage, having the a weaker frontline plant as a Dust to go against his triple Aquas. So definitely not the end of the world here for Russ. He does have a couple of outs to be able to win this matchup. Especially if he goes to the 1v1, he is 100% favored against the backline of Wham.
Well, if he can draw down on some of the crits that he's deposited before.
The karma stored up all up to this moment. Yeah, Revenge Arrow crits are huge, almost does 250 damage. Sando crits 252 damage as well. Slightly less on an Aqua body, of course, but still, any crits with those high damage cards is going to be just a tough situation that Wham has to dig himself out of. So just have to wait for the match to start here.
Let's see. Well, he's definitely going to be crossing his fingers and toes.
It is Easter in the Philippines, and might have some blessings going towards both ways. Wham is Filipino as well, so this is just a battle of actually all the players from METAT8 representing METAT8 this weekend are Filipinos. Not sure, AxieGlobal probably as well.
Yeah, all three of our players today from the Philippines. Massive representation from the Philippines, but let's talk about this map.
Yep, elects to go all in here, round 1 for Russ. Playing all his Aqua cards, so would not give any cattail value, but Wham did not use the cattail. So that's the one silver lining, I guess, for Wham and Russ, is that, he didn't waste a cattail and Russ didn't hit into a cattail. But now with 2 energy, having the revenge arrow and the Arco already, that should be a kill towards the front line, unless Wham draws the luckiest hand in his life, drawing 4 cards on towards the front. But highly likely we might just see Wham pass once again. Oh, he elects to play it. Pretty risky play, I think. But it works out for him. He burns 1 energy with the Goda, gets the send of damage off, a little bit of chip damage towards the bottom. Aqua, not the end of the world. Nice formation here from Russ means that, most of these damage will, most of the front line's damage will be split between 2 Axies. That's going to allow him to have a little bit of, luck in terms of just spreading out the damage. But the top Aqua he skips again. Russ! Wow, these skips are actually pretty huge because he stores up a lot of energy and he can go for a huge, like, two damage swing here. Nemo's gonna kill off the front, and this is gonna kill off the tank here for Wham. Russ kills it off, and it's gonna land double revenge arrow damage on towards this front line. Huge damage towards the Reflectile.
So that was a pretty good setup. Took 2 skip turns to do it though.
Yeah, but all in all, that was a great move here for Russ, and he should be able to kill off this Reflectile without taking too much damage to himself. No, so close. And this should send him to a last stand, wasting the remaining cards on the Reflectile. But this is definitely a good position for Russ to be in. Oh no, he underplays here. Is it enough damage? I think it's enough, just enough. He takes a lot of damage in return though. But he does have the speed advantage and only 2 energy here for Wham. He is in a tough situation. I think Russ has this game. Oh, with the critical,
yeah, we'll take a crit.
Nail on the coffin here for Wham. Even without the critical, he was in a tough spot, but with the critical, basically seals the deal here. Nicely played there by Russ. Despite having a tough matchup. Amazing, amazing plays. No, those passes, I'm telling you, he's been making, like, both Kai and Russ has been making these stone cold passes that have been winning them games.
They're both stone cold. Yeah, this is a big brand for Kai. In fact, they're both part of the Kai group. So Russ and Grimer are representing stone cold passes and playing out really, really well. So super proud of that. Good job, Russ. What are we going to see in the replay?
Yeah, it's going to be the replay of the last match. Oh, was not able to see the pass that made it all possible, but this was the outcome of the pass. Having the energy advantage, being able to kill off the front, knowing his exact damage as well, not overplaying energy, finishing off the kill here, as well as just knowing his win condition, double speed up, keeping the 2 coils. Absolutely huge here from Russ.
So what do you think of this triple Aqua build? They really started to show up a lot more recently.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, not recently, but at least for the changes for our guild. we started seeing a few triple aquas.
Yeah, it is a very high tempo sort of lineup. You need to play every single card and energy perfectly. You cannot overplay energy, you cannot underplay, you cannot overplay your cards, because the moment you lose tempo on triple aquas, you just made your molehill turn into a mountain. And those that master triple aqua, like which I believe that Russ actually did, knowing the exact damages he needs, that is very impressive that he's able to not only beat a unfavored matchup, but playing it perfectly to do so as well. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, we definitely encourage sharing of damage tables to the guild, even when there are changes, right? Especially when the Axie type started modifying the damages. A lot of people gave up there. They just thought they'd start guessing. But yeah, the best players were counting every single damage point.
That's amazing. I mean, it's a testament to this tight-knit community that you brought together, being able to work together and make the best, help out each other, getting despite changes to the meta and whatnot, being able to stick to their guns, knowing that they're able to perform with whatever they're given is a huge statement to the community that you've banded together. Props to AxieGlobal to being able to do this.
Thank you so much, man. It's it's good just to get our name out there, and also remember there's heaps of guilds like ours just with passionate gamers, and Web3 makes it possible, Discord makes it possible. YGG is a beacon for all of the guilds to kind of follow in their footsteps or trying to recreate, but everyone has their own style.
Yeah, for sure. And here we do see Wham running it back, but putting the reflectile on towards the back this time. Russ running it back as well, sticking to his tried and true triple aqua, whatever he's most comfortable with. And it's going to be much tougher here for Russ, just based on the backline matchup. But definitely, like, if anyone can do it, I believe that he's shown that he understands the matchup, and he should be able to make this a very interesting fight.
Well, if there's one word that has shown up in our Discord more than any other in the last season, it is reflectile or GAD rep. So, many of them have shown up, and I've had to play against them for half a season, or more than a season now.
Yeah, I mean, that's one way to practice, is when you play against them over and over again, to a point where you start getting numb and you find out ways how to beat them. Definitely not a matchup which is unwinnable here for Russ. Definitely with his with the lineup that he has, definitely has a winning shot. But yeah, it's not gonna be easy.
It's like perseverance, and if you've played Dark Souls or Elden Ring, you'll know, even though it's impossible at first, you can keep trying.
Here we go. Game 2 of this best of 3 series, of the second best of 3 of this entire best of 3 series. Russ is currently leading into 1-0 score. And let's see if the card draw gods are in his favor. He does have double Nemo, which means that he's able to constantly pressure, but he needs to play his cards very exactly. He cannot overplay, he cannot underplay, and he cannot misplay with the speed ups, because that's going to be pretty important. Huge damage turn here coming up here from Russ, giving 2 cards of cattail value, as well as losing 1 energy from the Goda as well. Oh, the crit coming from the Goda. Not the biggest damage, just because it's a Dust using a Beast card on towards an Aqua, so that's multiple layers of damage reduction, damage reduced. But
there's another tally for the crit magnet.
At least he did not have any cards on that Aqua. A little blessing, actually, not losing any cards there. And now he definitely needs to use the cards on his front line. Being able to speed up here is huge. Getting the attack plus, boosting his next damage is going to be pretty important as well. Playing it very well here, Russ, keeping things tight. If he manages to kill the Aqua in the mid the next turn, he does stand a shot. But I don't like his current situation. He's gonna lose his Aqua without using the Revenge Arrow. And Russ, oh, super smart play here from him. Spreading out the card draw. This is definitely the way to beat him. To beat what people call God Rap here. Nicely done there. Not wasting any energy, not wasting any cards. But Wham's gonna go full on Wham with the damage. He does have 2 reflects. So let's see. Oh, he does elect to try and avoid the reflex, but the damage coming from the reflectile is way too much, and Wham is gonna be able to even things out.
Too much from that.
Way too much damage.
Yep, showing that uphill battle there with the backline reptile. Well, Russ has been in this situation a few times before. Let's see if he does in fact have any build flexibility. I'll have to leave that one of Russ's secrets till we see the next round come up.
Okay, alright, keeping things close to the chest. I like it, But we're gonna have to take a look at the replay of the last match. I think Russ played his team to his maximum potential. Like the passes that he made, not overplaying to kill the mid line. He's playing to his outs. He's playing to how he can win this matchup. It's just that, you know, it's just a tough matchup to begin with. So definitely shows that he understands how to attempt to win this matchup, but it is still a tough mountain to climb here. Yeah, and the damage from the double tiny dino just way too much. And here Wham knows that he is way too healthy, that he's not afraid to just play full on damage, being able to kill him off. And secures game number 2 for METAT8, as we will get another decider game. Wow, all of these games have been going to 3 games. That's actually pretty interesting to see. Actually,
it's exciting to watch. We got to see like the edge games come out.
Yeah.
See the compositions push their full potential and the players too. The last thing you want is seeing clean sweep, right? Might be fun for one of the teams, but when it's even, everyone's excited.
It is a much more exciting series to watch, having it this close. And let's see if Wham or both these players make any changes to the lineups. Wham does have quite a number of Axies, some that he's more comfortable playing with. But it's going to come down to both players, their scouting, their reads, think whether they will swap or not. And seeing how both these players will play up against each other. They should be starting any minute now, but it's going to be, whichever team loses here will be having to use their ace player, right? It's going to be Marvs from AxieGlobal or Hasheki from METAT8. As we take a look at the bracket here, Levox and AxieGG already waiting in the semifinals, while Loot Squad and YGG Elite will be facing the winner of today's matchup between METAT8 and AxieGlobal. And it's going to be pretty exciting. I mean, when I heard that, YGG was hosting this Managers Cup, aiming for a charitable cause, as well as having an NFT trophy prize, I was pretty hyped. The rest of the players from METAT8 were pretty hyped as well. Anything to help out, providing exposure to a charitable cause, as well as having the bragging rights. In the form of NFT is always cool.
Yeah, that was the most interesting part for me. I think our guild, we have so many potential tournaments to go in, but the one that rose most people to the cause was this one.
Yeah, for sure. And here we have game number 3 of the deciding match, and Russ with the Rim Beast at the back. That's an Axie that can be pretty polarizing. You either win in a very convincing manner, or you hit yourself. You want to hit yourself in the head just because you just don't get the draws. It's a very polarizing Axie, but I definitely see why he brings it out. He wants the burst potential. He wants the huge damage, and the potential 1v1 against the Reflectile is not terrible.
Yep, he's going for that Hail Mary and changing out the build with the Rip Beast. Yeah, I can see him right now in the fingers crossed position, or worse, just kneeling on the ground.
Manifesting all the karma of his crits that he's absorbed throughout his career as an Axie player, all down to this one game. He's just putting all his eggs in one basket and hoping it goes his way.
Let's see it. Russ, I'm pretty sure, is in the Goku Spirit Bomb position right here. And
give me your energy, everybody.
Is him, yeah. Send your energy, Russ. He needs it.
All right. There's a couple of emotes on Twitch. If you guys know it, it's give NRG on Twitch. You know, share your energy, everyone supporting AxieGlobal, especially one of your players, Russ. He needs all the energy that you guys can manifest to him right now as he goes up against the dreaded God Reptile. As round 1, Wham just going ham. He knows that his win condition, get to the backline ASAP. Russ here playing more conservatively than we've seen in the first 2 games, electing to keep his cards. His Aqua is definitely faster, but he might lose his plant before he gets any value out of it. Trying to get a little bit of value, will not get it off, but here comes the huge Ronin double imp turn, giving him 2 more energy, allowing him to regain it to another 4, and a perfect Arco speed up here into the setup for the speed up next turn, hoping that he can burst the midline Axie. He should have enough damage from this. And for Wham, he's gonna try and go for the kill as well. It should be enough for him as well. So we will go down to the 1v1 with with an energy advantage. Oh, that crit.
Oh, there we go, cashing in on that.
Oh, the last stand. This is terrible because Revenge Arrow does bonus damage in its revenge. Oh, look at the damage. I think Russ is in a good spot. Russ is in a good spot. Now he just needs to hope he doesn't die to reflex. He's counting the shields. He's counting the damage he does. And oh, he's gonna last stand. No, not dead. And this 180 damage is gonna send him to last stand. Oh, 196, just enough. Russ,
you did it. Oh, mate. The team composition swap, doing the Goku and Spirit Bomb, putting all your hopes on that Rimp Beast.
Absolutely perfect.
What a guy.
Absolutely perfect there. The crit, the last stand, the setup, the revenge arrow, absolutely perfect there. Russ will force METAT8 down to his ace player, but what a showing, what a game here. Knowing the disadvantage, knowing that how he wins there is, you know, making the most out of his midline, getting it to last stand even. That was definitely, if that was planned, that was absolutely huge there from Russ, knowing every single out of his matchup.
Planning the crit, of course, planning the last stand as well. Yeah, he needed every one of those, and he got it. So
perfect situation.
What a win condition.
Yeah, that crit definitely set the tone, because that Aqua on the midline for us, for Wham, was gonna survive out to the next turn, but that crit set things up to this situation where he just knows that full-on damage is gonna be able to get the kill, and he just goes for it. Huge play here from Russ.
I can tell this is gonna make the replay of the night if we don't see any other crazy plays. But I haven't been reading the comments. I'm sure YouTube and Twitch is going nuts over that.
Yeah, lots of Russ fans or AxieGlobal fans in general on the Twitch chat, right? Russ going mad, like all the fans going mad on towards what Russ just been able to do, which is force METAT8 on towards their ace player. Hasheki going up next.
I think we're starting to develop a bit of a David Goliath narrative here, and I gotta say, people love to root for the underdog.
Definitely.
So we got that on you, but it's just awesome to be here, have the two teams come together, different styles, different backgrounds, and under the banner of the YGG Managers Cup. Yeah, really happy to be here. Yeah,
definitely, man. It's been one hell of a night so far. We've seen so many crazy series, and I'm not gonna lie. When we first came into this matchup, and the moment we know our opponents, we had no idea who AxieGlobal were, but definitely this is a night to remember for both for all the players, me myself included.
Good to be here on stage with you, Zero. So tell me a little bit about METAT8. I mean, you know, we don't join too many tournaments. YGG Managers Cup is probably the one that we focus on, and are very interested to join. But tell me about all the tournaments that METAT8 joins.
Yeah, we are a PvP, or like basically a competitive focused guild, right? We strive to be the best in ladder, in tournaments, and that's what our main focus is. You know, right now we are currently focused on the Axie Infinity. Of course, if there's any other games that eventually do come out in the play to earn or Web3 space in general, we do want to get ourselves involved in that. But right now, Axie Infinity is our forte, is our focus. You know, all the players that we recruit are also, you know, share the same vision, hoping to be the best in terms of just being in the competitive scene. And yeah, all these players, they come from different backgrounds. We've got players from Philippines, we've got players from Brazil, from the US. That's our, I think, main few demographics, right? A couple of outliers here and there, but yeah, it's we've just formed, I think, less than just around half a year already. But yeah, it's been a journey so far, and we're sad to see V2 go, of course, but embracing the next challenge, which is Origin.
Yeah, a lot of changes there, and Elijah, right? We have no Elijah. Has his own thoughts about, you know, the competitive scene. It's great to see, you know, good players get supported wherever they are. Same as us, right? We have Axie Infinity as our bread and butter, and you know, if you can play that well, you prove that you are a good strategy player or a card game player. And there will certainly be a lot of card games that come out if they're not already released. There's quite a few big ones. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, some of the stories that you hear from these scholars is their mums have told them to stop playing games their whole lives, and now it's the other way around.
It is. What a world we live in nowadays. But here we go. Potentially the last series of the night. Hasheki facing up against Russ. And we're going to have a double Aqua mirror. This is as high skilled as a matchup can go, I mean. This is down to every single decision that both of these players make.
The gameplay here will be pretty high level. I would say, you know, the guild plays a lot better than I do. And I'm definitely going to have to draw down on your experience here, Zero, to talk us through those high level plays.
Yeah, it's going to be very, like every single decision, deciding when to speed up, when to pass, when to make your swing turns is going to be pretty important. Russ does have the midline advantage, having the faster midline, but he does have the risky fish, which is slightly less damage as compared to the Piranha, so that's the advantage. Pretty much a 50-50 in terms of the midline matchup. The backline, Hasheki's Aqua, is naturally faster because it has one additional bird part as compared to the one with Russ. But Russ does have the better plant here with slightly more damage with the cactus and the hotbutt. So this is a very tough match to call because like both players have their individual advantages and they actually cancel each other out. So it's gonna come down to individual plays on every turn, every single round, every single card play, in fact. But here, round one, Aquas being Aquas, definitely just see both teams skipping. And just because Russ doesn't draw anything on his front line, he's forced to, you know, the most efficient play is to pass, and he does pass. Draws 3 cards on towards the front. This Arco is going to do a bit of damage. Gives 1 card draw towards Hasheki. This is another energy steal, which is pretty huge. Oh, the crit. Does a lot of damage. Doesn't manage to kill him off. Oh, the return. Serious crit.
Yeah.
Not the best trade, but sometimes you take what you get. And this is going to be Rusk finishing off the front plant with the Revenge Arrow, while Hashaki will finish off the opposing plant with an Arco, as well as a Scarab. So he does speed up. He's going to get maximum value out of his front line, hoping to kill off the front in what people call a no-turn, meaning that finish you off before you're able to use any of your cards. And he does manage to do that. So that's 2 energy gone down the drain for Russ. He was in an advantage energy situation, but now he is not in a great spot. He does just die here. It's just too much damage.
Quick defeat there. You know, as soon as you lose the momentum, it's quick defeat.
Yeah, it is. This is how the Aqua matchup goes. I mean, whoever has the momentum, whoever has stored up enough energy to go for these what we call swing turns, swings the momentum hugely towards their favor. And despite getting hit by the crit onto the front line, Hashaki, who plays the AP matchup very well, knows his exact winning condition and is able to play to that. Like this turn where he speeds up on his midline and saving up just enough energy to be able to secure the kill on towards the next midline. A little bit unlucky for Russ as well because he doesn't draw any Arcos, not able to maintain the speed advantage. Did get him into the situation where he just loses this midline Axie for nothing. He tries to risk the play, but it didn't work out for him, and that just sealed the deal here for us in the first game of this best of 3 series.
Yeah, and if you're watching this without too much competitive experience in Axie, like one decision, one turn will make the whole difference, especially a high-level play. The Aqua builds definitely showcasing that.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a learning experience for everyone, especially for those who are not very familiar with the mirror matchup, is to just watch how the opposing player plays. Sure, Russ got a bit unlucky not drawing the Arco to get the speed up, but there's definitely lessons to be learned in every situation. And, definitely not to be discouraged by the loss. I mean, Russ does still have an opportunity. This is only game 1 of this best of 3 series. So he definitely will have the opportunity to jump back and win the next one. So Russ, this was his secret matchup, I think, or are there more secrets?
Are there more
strategies? There are more. Okay, or
possibly,
are there?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to see. But Kai, this team, they support each other all the time. They talk through strategies. I guess that's what you look for in an esports team, right? Even though they're not official, right? It's just a group of friends, and we support that all the way. Really proud of the way that they're playing. I think there's one thing that I see coming through, and that's the hyper aggression of the BBP builds that we started with. Like a lot of the builds that our guild scholars were playing in the beginning were BBP, and a lot of them adapted using hyper aggressive strategies, but have over time developed that with understanding of the game, matchups, and just experience. So you'll see that in Rust. You'll see that in you saw that in Grimer, and you may see that in Kuyamars as well.
Right, cool. So both of these players do elect to run it back in the mirror matchup. Rust knows that he does have a winning shot. Got a bit unlucky with the draws, but hopefully hoping that things go his way in this time. It's these matchups are usually just down to the absolute wire on your decision making and a little bit of luck as well. So definitely, Russ didn't lose because he misplayed. He just got a bit unlucky, and definitely did not shake his confidence. confidence in his matchup. So that's really great to see. Round 1 card draws are going to be pretty important. Oh, that's a huge card draw there from Russ. Able to steal 1 energy. Preventing the steal, as well as disabling the steal on the next round here for Hasheki. This is as good as a turn that anyone can ask for. Russ is in a huge favorable position right now. Next turn, Hasheki might be forced to... Yeah, he needs to pass. Like, he's forced to pass this next turn, which allows Russ to do what he wants towards the front line. Thus gets another a spicy surprise off, disabling the Sirius once again. That allows Russ to play even less energy every single turn, knowing that he's able to store up tempo, store up for that huge swing turn. And I would say huge advantage to Russ right now. Equal in energy, but then having the advantage of knowing that I can just pass this turn, knowing that the opponent cannot get any value off his Sirius. And here, this is one of the most important rounds. Hasheki does go for the kill, so does Russ. Russ getting the kill there, just enough damage. This double Scarab is going to do enough. Little misplay there. Oh, perfect. Actually, perfect. Perfect calculation on the last stand, ending with a Nemo, making sure that he gets the absolute value. And here we have Russ expecting a no turn on his other side, but Hasheki knowing that he cannot win if he tries to break the front. So it was both players trying to outplay each other, which was pretty interesting to see. Can't really say who it comes out on top. This is going to be last stand, but he finishes him off. Oh, gets the energy tail slap as well as the Arco. I would say, oh my god, this is actually pretty close. 4 energy on both sides, so Hasheki tries to... Oh, Hasheki is disadvantaged in a tougher situation. Oh, but there was just enough damage. He actually did not draw like an additional 120 damage card, which could have cost him the game, but fortunately for him, that was just enough damage. But wow, that went...
It's just enough there.
Yeah, that actually went down to the wire. Exactly to the wire. The last stand actually was huge. If he managed to kill the Aqua cleanly, that was definitely in Russ's favor. But yeah, both teams, both guilds are now down to their ace player. It's gonna be Russ against Kuya Mars in the final best of 3 of the night.
Kuya Mars, let's see what he brings out. It's let's say he's a wild card. He certainly surprised us with the 3-2 reverse sweep last time, but coming down to the 2-2 now, it's yet another awesome matchup, awesome competition between the two guilds. Love that there are lots of people excited watching this. So.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's not a stranger to high pressure situations. Like you said, he was the one having to carry the entire weight of AxieGlobal's shoulders in the YGG Managers Cup that's last time, and here he is again the one having to keep everyone alive in this tournament. It's gonna be a very exciting match here. It's gonna be Kuya Mars going up against Hasheki in the final best of 3.
Yeah, and props to all the 4 players who have played so far, like taking their abilities to the max. Guilds are all behind you.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a great night so far. We've seen so many close games, so many interesting matchups, and I wouldn't be surprised if we're in for a banger of a final as well. So let's see how these 2 players doing a bit of scouting, doing a bit of preparation, trying to understand their opponents before heading into last series of the night. It's going to be a best of 3. Hasheki, the ace player from METAT8, facing up against Kuya Mars, who is not a stranger to this situation. He has been clutch in the last series. Let's see if he's able to be clutch in this round as well.
Yep. Good to just get our name out there as well. I was just thinking about Origin, right? With all the changes that are coming with Origin, I'm sure people are going to want to see some competitive gameplay around Origin. Has there been any ideas around what kind of format that would take while the game is still developing?
There has been a couple of discussions. What sort of format in terms of tournaments? Like, do we allow all Axies? Do we allow all runes? Do we have like a Hearthstone-esque sort of deck submission or Axie lineup submission? And you have to play in a conquest mode. So there hasn't been anything concrete. There's been a couple of tournaments running for Origin, but these are just experiments that all of these organizers are trying to find the best, and the players as well, trying to find out what is the best, what is the best situation or the best format to play under, because a format is a very important part of any event, any tournament, and definitely all these players and organizers want to bring out the best out of each other.
Yeah, Origin is just so early, right? Just a lot of changes are going to be coming in. Even Axie V2, right? We never got a chance to develop the competitive meta around formats because, like, the balance changes would constantly be coming in, and there was never a really big call for like ban lists and things like that, like ban setups. So that's actually a big plus, I guess, to the competitive nature of V2. Let's see how it goes with Origins. I mean, there's so many different formats that it could go under. Competitive players are at the very least exploring the possibilities right now. I think one of the most interesting ones that showed up on the airwaves recently was it the turn 3 raged triple beast.
You're behind in times. There's now a turn 1.
Yeah.
There's a turn 1 end game right now. It's I'll drop you a link if I see it again. But it's absolutely, like, it's actually 100% win rate, because with all the runes and charms available, you can set it up that this happens consistently, which is actually pretty insane.
People call that broken. In fact, is that has something to do with the Olek that I just saw Olek continually smack down? I'll have to say this myself.
Yeah, I saw the Olek one, but oh, I found it. All right, games are just over by round 1. Like, there's no counterplay except if you start first and you manage to disable his win condition. But yeah, it's just, people are innovating. People are finding broken mechanics, broken interactions every single day, and that's the beauty of a untested new game.
Yeah. If you test a gamer, they will break it.
If you give them the chance, they will try out every single thing. We have mad scientists out there, right? In a lot of different gamers, they have different thoughts, and that's why we find out, round 3 game over. Round 1. Now we have round 1. When will we find out that you can end the game before the game even starts, right? Just by some broken sort of mechanics. I wouldn't put it past them to find things out.
Oh yeah, in this alpha stage of Origins, who knows?
But yeah, it's gonna take a lot of tweaking for sure, trying to fix everything. So it's gonna be pretty important. So final match, just waiting for both of these players to start.
Fence is building. Both teams fighting it out to the last man standing. Asheki, Kuyamavs, the eyes are on you.
Yeah, no pressure at all. I mean, it's not like one of these guilds will be eliminated after this series. No pressure, guys. It's actually been must be a great journey, for all the players, especially for AxieGlobal, much a rather unheard of guild, but showcasing their talents, forcing METAT8 to a game 3. It's a huge achievement on its own.
Thanks, man. But also speaks massively to Axie, just making competitive viability and variation of builds, all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's yeah. Let's get these diamonds out of the rough, and there's diamonds everywhere. All right.
And here we go, game 3 of this game number 1 of this third game in this best of 3 series. And what is that backline? Wow, this is a scary team here from Mars, not gonna lie. That's triple lunge. Not something we see, we do see triple lunge, but not of this sort of composition. You've got double plants. It's a feather lunge on the front, so slightly less damage, but still hurts. And a serious Bidens in the midline, and then a semi-reflect with the Kotaro, and then with the Tiny Dino, but also having a lunge. This is tough. Hasheki is in a tough spot right now.
You call him a wild card, right? And we're showing some diversity in the builds here. I don't know what you would name this composition. Let's call it the disgusting composition.
It is absolutely disgusting. This is not definitely a very favorable matchup here for Marvs. But let's see what we have here. The mech is the only winning factor here. But it's going to come down to a lot in terms of card draw. Hasheki does have a couple of outplay options, having the egg to split the damage, keep his mech alive as long as possible. But still, definitely, I think this is a 60-40 matchup with Marvs having the slight edge. But it's going to come down to individual plays on both ends. Round 1, Egg Bomb sacking the bird early, knowing that the bird is pretty much non-factor in this matchup. Rather keeping his front line alive as long as possible. Goda value coming up here from Mars, but the steal back is going to put him back in terms of energy lead. And the bird still survives, in fact. So that would be a decent round here from Hasheki, being able to maintain energy lead as well as just keeping his front alive as long as possible.
Bird's going to get quite a lot of value if it hasn't an egg bomb and taking 2 turns out.
Yeah, for sure. Here, full damage, sacrificing the bird, and killing off the front line as well. But Marv's keeping the energy that he saved here. He's going to have 5 energy next turn. And that is a tricky situation to have 5 energy, because you feel like you want to, protect your midline, because like going 3v1 is not an ideal situation. But then if you play too much cards on the front and then they on your midline and then they just kill you off with 3 energy, it's going to be in a tough spot. So Marvs has some tough decision making to do, and he elects to heal up as much as he can, puts off a lot of damage as well with the double zigzag as well as a lunge. Doesn't kill him off, but he managed to heal to full, which is pretty important, and he dodges the series as well. So great turn here from Marvs. Only downside is he used most of his shields towards his midline. That's a double Bidens to try and stall out one more turn, but let's see if he elects to use it. 4 energy on Hasheki, 2 on Marvs. I definitely do see Marvs just playing, just maybe 1 card on his backline and try to play this 2v1. Which here does play minimal, but the downside of that is the plant actually survives. Shaki is able to get a lot of value out of it, keeping it alive as well. So that means an extra turn where Marvs has to make tough decisions, because ideally he wants to be able to hit the midline already, but because he doesn't have the damage to kill off. Oh, this is not a kill. And the double spicy surprise will be able to finish him off. So that's a huge turn for Marvs here, because that means he's able to get this Kotaro for free, which means that he has a chance to finish off the mech as well as hit the bird at the same time. So Hasheki sacking the bird, smart play here. His only play, in fact, he doesn't have any better play here to do. Gonna kill off the bird. Oh, misorder on that. And Hasheki might kill himself with this double melee Arco. That's a lot of damage. Oh, but the balloon will save his life. He actually survives with 12 HP, I believe. 13 HP. Oh no. Now double melee reflect again. And Hasheki is playing his odds perfectly. And that's going to be a kill. Hasheki will take the first game of this best of 3 series.
Well, that was so close again there.
Down to the
The
absolute
reflect, you can't even tell what's going to happen. But so close. Good round.
Yeah, that came down to the absolute wire. And Hasheki played it perfectly, knowing that balloon is going to keep him alive, knowing that the double Arco is going to give him enough shields to survive and also do enough damage to chip him down low enough. And this egg turn, of course, was absolutely huge. Mars made a little bit of an error here with the with his card sequence. Didn't get one energy off, which actually was the difference maker. If he had one more energy here, Hasheki was dead. Like having this 13 HP
energy difference would have made the difference.
That one energy difference would have ended the game here. Small misplay here from Marvs. Definitely he could have had this in the book, but I mean, mistakes do happen. He just has to learn from it and, you know, brush it off, go for the next one. 1-0 is the lead now here for Hasheki. Overall score, it's down 2-2 in this best of 5, basically. And yeah, let's see if any of these players make any adjustments to their lineups. But yeah, very interesting comps coming out here from Marvs, especially because it's a very unorthodox lunch team. But I definitely don't deny that it works. It looks absolutely horrifying.
Well, it'll officially get the disgusting build title very soon then. The egg bombs, though, I want to say, egg bombs have been around since forever, and they've always been like the source of awesome gameplay, awesome outplays, strategic decision making. That bird just now, 3 egg bombs, which extracted maximum value.
Yeah. For round 1, protecting the plant, and then the last few rounds where he sacked it. Also, not giving the energy value was definitely game changing. As we wait for the second series to start.
Now, do your team communicate via Discord? I reckon those Discord chats are going off right now.
Yeah,
let me see a few notifications pop up on my side.
Definitely. I mean, we're a team, all right? I'm pretty sure on your end it's pretty much the same as well. Cheering each other on when they're winning, and then, you know, giving each other support when they're down. That's the sort of community we really want to build, right? Supportive of each other, no matter if they are competitors or they're like competitors in the tournament, or they're just the bystanders. They just want to hope for the best for the teammates, and that's what we are really trying to, you know, build. You know, this camaraderie of a great locker room, as if you put it in, you know, sports terms.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. When esports was just on the way up, it was so different from regular sport. Like the categorization, the way you would determine like what is sport, it changed so much in the last few years. But yeah, having a good team culture is probably everything.
Definitely. And yeah, like you didn't talk too much about Marvs, like personally. Like you know, like I know that he clutched last week, but you know what else, you know, is special about Marvs?
He is one of our earliest members. So when we started, let's say August last year, he's been there the whole time. Ooh, what have we got here?
Oh, Sheki switching it up. This is one of his most played lineups, the Spiky Wing triple Aqua. Yeah, this is he plays this quite a bit. Wouldn't say he's extremely favored just because Lunge hurts and Marv's has 3 of those. And the back 1v1 is even worse than it was the last game. So let's see if Sheki is able to overcome the odds, which is a bad matchup, or is Marv's going to force this to game 3?
Well, if this is a composition you haven't seen before, it's totally new gameplay. The one Axie I can still remember that we've kept since the very beginnings of AxieGlobal is the Hot Butt plant. And we all at AxieGlobal love Hot Butt as a card. It has served as the most flexible plant, the standard Hot Butt plant, and fits so many different kind of interesting combinations and gameplay styles.
Yeah, it is.
So it's good to see one of those Hot Butts here.
It's some people call it a relic of the past, but I definitely see a lot of value, you know, having that card, disabling the mouth, especially with so much important mouth parts on any single Axie, like Kotaro, like Mosquito, Golda, Sirius, so many game-changing cards that just gets disabled by a single card. Definitely still a very viable card. Sure, it lost some damage, but the utility more than makes up for the damage. So here, let's see, round 1, big damage on towards the front. Ooh, Spiky Wing, Pliers value, and this should be enough damage for a kill. That's 2 energy wasted there for Marbs. Huge tempo advantage here for Sheki. But the lunge damage is absolutely huge. That's a mech with a reptile card, and it just shreds through the front. Oh my god, that damage. Now, Sheki trying to regain some tempo. He knows that he needs to make this a 2v1 affair as soon as possible. Kills off the front, gets double Nemo off. He's gonna lose, give double Kotaro value towards the backline reptile. Gets a tiny crit on towards the Nemo, but just a little bit of chip damage. The next turn is the one that's most important because he has to draw range cards or else he's gonna lose his front Aqua. Decides to play on his back. Eats some reflect damage. He's trying to chip him down as low as possible. And that's 264. 264 is a scary number to be in because that is potentially not a kill. Let's see, 100. No, this is not a kill. I think Marvs should have this game. 7 damage off. Yep. 264 was not the number he was looking for. And Hasheki will lose as Marvs will force this into a game number 3.
Wow. Game 3. Down to the final.
Absolute
man
final.
standing on both sides. This is it.
Yeah, every single mat that could be played has been played except for 1. And we're down to the wire here. Down to the absolute last game. Tournament life for both sides here. Sheesh.
Love it. We put on a great show for the audience here. Wow, it feels so long ago when we first saw Grimer playing that first match.
Yeah.
And now your Marv's all very different players. Tell us about what's happening in the locker room right now at METAT8.
Right, Sheki, he knows that it's a bad matchup. Maybe a misread on, you know, what sort of Axies to bring. He does have a couple of answers, but the problem with, you know, going for one of those answers is that the matchup can be quite polarizing. Right, it is... if you miss your matchup, if you miss that matchup that you want to face, it can be a very quick game. So it's going to be a tough decision trying to read the opponents, not sure which Axies or which lineup that your opponent will bring out. So like trying to balance of what you think that they might bring versus what they actually bring is going to be a tough decision, I believe, for both sides, because scouting is half the battle, right? Information is half the battle, and you know, if you misread the information or if you just predict wrongly, that can be the end of tournament life. And down to this wire, pressure is mounting for both sides. It's not not a situation I fancy myself in. Thank God I'm casting this weekend, but
You could be sweating.
But yeah, this is some people they thrive under pressure. Some people crumble under it. So let's see if how both of these players will perform.
I mean, that's what makes us a champion.
Yeah, definitely.
People will certainly be sharing this around. The replay, so whether you're joining us live or on the replay, just super glad that we got such an exciting set of matches for everyone to see down to the wire. Final round.
Yep. Final round of this final series. Going all the way. This is pretty exciting.
And yeah, we were mentioning at the start, but AxieGlobal, we don't have a big name. METAT8, pretty well known. The difference in team compositions, styles, it's a pretty good show just of the competitiveness of gamers and of Axie V2.
Mm-hmm.
I hope there is some, remaining competitive landscape for V2. It's been talked about over the last, let's say, well, as long as Origin has been released, right? What will happen to V2? Well, no one knows. But there's so much value that you can get out of just seeing the matches that you've seen today.
Yeah, much more, games are not straightforward. There's plenty of plays, plenty of misplays that can happen on both ends. In terms of Origin, at least in the infancy stage, at least so far, it does seem like it is just, if there's much more room to error because half the game is in building the team. Hopefully we might see a better balance of that, but it's going to be definitely a work in progress for sure.
Will we see two new teams here just in this final round as well? Don't even know. Will the wild card pull out another wild card?
Hasheki is going to gravel plant against a double bug and a bird. Very interesting lineup here coming from the side of Mars.
Living up to his name, the wild card.
Completely unpredictable.
Tell me what you think.
I love that bird. It's I believe it has damage to kill off anything, no matter how much shield it has. I think the damage count, I should be correct. That's on a plant. That's 59, 177. 472. All right, 20 damage off of killing him. But it is a very, very scary bird. There was a couple of versions of these birds in the earlier seasons when Double Talk was 80 damage. It was called the Exodia bird, where if you just draw all the perfect cards, you just win no matter what your opponent is. This is a newer version with the Pocky because it just deals so much damage. But double bugs by virtue do have the advantage against double plants. But in Hasheki's case, he does have a Akko in the midline, which just got all his cards discarded, so not the best situation to be in. And that was 2 Arkos as well, so he cannot speed up, but that Sando crit definitely put him back to a winnable position. That's one thing I'm not going to be missing about V2 is the crits. Here comes 3 discards again from Mars. That's all 6 discards he already used. If Hasheki is keeping count, he knows that there's no more discards, so he can play around that. Gets rid of the Fishknack, and that should be a kill on towards the midline. And Hasheki is in a prime position to take this game. I think he misordered here. Okay, he did not. All right, good. This Cactus is gonna hit through the bug, and this is a tough situation for Mars. He needs to kill this cleanly. He does get the kill. Takes a lot of damage though from the all-out shot, so not a ideal situation. And he does not have the energy, I believe, to finish him off. No, with the with the gravel, he cannot use the Pocky, and that's not enough damage. Hasheki will take this last and final gate of this series and secure the win for
What a
METAT8.
shame. We did see the the match go down to the final round of the series and the full series. Super proud of the team. Glad he pulled that out, that double bug bird out at the end, just to throw a card in there.
No, that was I mean, it's been a great day. I mean, all of the players should be pretty proud of themselves. Those were very close matches that could have gone anyone's way, and it's been great. I mean, I was sweating for my players, so that's how, you know, that's how you should feel about your players. They are pretty happy. They should be pretty happy about their performance.
Man, I mean, dude, we played like every single possible game for the night. Like, I mean, it's really cool to see, because this happens all the time. When, I mean, except of course when Zero, you know, swept his game. But I mean, yeah, I mean, everyone's like, you know, just really giving like their 100%. I mean, super huge props to AxieGlobal, man. So okay, now AxieGlobal is on everyone's radar, and make sure not to mess with you guys when they see you in the arenas. But I mean, you know, first of all, like, we want to congratulate METAT8 for advancing to the semifinals. So a bit of a this week's winner title screen here, and of course, shout outs to FTX for sponsoring the event, and you guys are pretty awesome. Shout out to Tina from the team, you know, who's been a very wonderful partner to work with. But also shout out to everyone else who made this night possible. We have our stream operator, we have Daddy Shark, we have our marshals, we have Steffi, and we have our stream director, we have Sil, and also Mike, our head of esports for YGG, and our moderators, and everyone else who stayed and tuned in to the stretch of this episode. But yeah, I mean, guys, like, I'm sorry to keep you waiting for a very long time, but I was with you the whole time. I was operating the stream in the back of the scenes, but you guys had a blast. I'm pretty sure like you guys enjoyed it. And I mean, I really hope to see like all of the players again, you know, maybe in the next season. Next time around, we are going to be doing a season 2 like after we wrap this up, and we're looking forward to having actually like a physical finals. So, you know,
that's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, COVID's, you know, slowly getting better, and I mean, we're really looking forward to, you know, seeing everyone in person, and you know, even like you, Zero, you've been to the Philippines, like maybe even you, Rip, like hopefully we get to see you on site like pretty soon. But yeah, it's a really exciting time for the community. Like, we have lots of I mean, we have Origins coming out, we have lots of other blockchain games popping up within the year, and yeah, so we have METAT8 going on to the semis, as I mentioned. So the winner of next week's game, it's going to be Loot Squad versus YGG Elite, and whoever wins will be going up against METAT8. So we have AxieGG as well as Levox Esports. So I mean, these are staples, I would say, in the competitive scene. But then again, you know, like we have a lot of new players, we have a lot of new talent popping in and out. And speaking of talent, we just want to invite everyone at home. So if you guys are scholars, or if you guys, you know, are taking your shot at Axie, maybe even at V2 or Origins, if you guys, you know, qualify, if you have a 2,500 MMR at the end of the most recent season, or you place in the top 16 for 2 tournaments with 64 players or more, hit us up. YGG is still recruiting, and I'm pretty sure I definitely would want to know. So how about for AxieGlobal? How do you guys get how do we be part of AxieGlobal? You know, how's the training going on, and what can we expect from you guys in the future?
Thanks for that, Sedano. Yeah, I mean, got our name out today. We are an open guild. Everything that we do is totally out in the open. We've got a Google Drive with all of our documents. It's open to the public. So I invite anyone who's learnt about AxieGlobal for the first time today. Our website, axieglobal.io. We've got a Discord channel.
Nice.
We've got a Google Drive. Got a light paper, and we're doing the whole Web3 thing.
Nice.
We're creating culture, and people can join.
That's awesome. And how about you, Zero? What's popping with MT8? What can you expect in the future? I believe we have Z, who was formerly the head of growth or head of operations for YGG, and now is working with MT8. So that's really, really exciting to see. And yeah, I mean, any news?
Yeah, we haven't been able to have the opportunity to speak to Z. I know of his history, you know, help one of the original team members of YGG, and look where YGG is now today. So definitely stoked to have him on board. I can't reveal any of the plans for METAT8 yet, but we do have a couple of things cooking, so definitely look out for that.
Awesome. So yeah, guys, let's go ahead and wrap up the show. So first of all, again, thank you to both of you for taking the time. I mean, great show. Like, everyone loved it, and you know, we're looking forward to seeing both of you guys, like, you know, in the community. But yeah, until then, once again, my name is John Sedano, Community Marketing Manager for Yield Guild Games. My Twitter handle is @JohnSedanoNFT. How about you guys? Like, let's do some shilling time.
It's zero underscore
I just want to
MT8.
thank you for it.
Oh, very good.
You go.
It's zero underscore MT8.
All right, awesome. And how about you, Rip?
For me, it's Rip underscore XG. XG being AxieGlobal. That's our AxieGlobal, but change Axie to anything else. That's
Nice.
us in gaming. And yeah, just want to say thank you, YGG. Thank you, Sedano, for having us on. It's awesome to be here, and look forward to doing more.
Yeah, for sure. So until next time, guys, we'll be seeing you next week. Again, this is the YGG Managers Cup presented by FTX. And yeah, see you guys in the metaverse. Peace.
Good night, guys.
Good night, guys.
So 27. So kahit i-max ko na to, panis. Ito kahit i-max ko din. Yun, no? Okay na. Yagel! Sana mabasbasan ka ni Mark Castillo.